Hey guys, it's Zero, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do the Twisted Sonic Double Bust. This is not a beginner trick, nor should you expect to get this trick right away. I would also recommend learning the Twisted Sonic Bust first. I know ESO has a tutorial, and I'm sure there are many other tutorials available out there. Now, before we begin, you should know that you should be able to do this trick with enough practice with pretty much any mod. An MX, a Comsa, and this is a 7 mod in the middle. Now, any of these mods you can do a Twisted Sonic Double Bust. However, I would definitely try and stay away from an MX, only because it's off balance, and that might make this trick a little bit harder to do, but it is definitely possible to do this trick with an MX. You can look around and see that many spinners do the trick with the MX. But for our tutorial's sake, I'm only going to be showing you with the 7 mod. Now, when performing the Twisted Sonic Double Bust, you should be familiar with the background reverse, which is essentially just this move right here. That's why we do the Twisted Sonic Double Bust, to give a little more momentum to doing the bust maneuver. Now, how your hand is positioned is one thing you might want to pay attention to, because you almost want to look at it like this, and that you really only want it to wrap around your index finger. And if it comes in contact with any of the rest of your hand, it'll knock the pen away. The double bust by itself looks just like this. Okay. I simply twist it back to get some momentum. So when you do the double bust, you should do the original Twisted Sonic Double Bust and then slide up the barrel. Your pen, you shouldn't make an exaggerated movement, instead of like going like that. It should really be almost like in flicks of the wrist. So the thing is, you do this because originally when you do the Twisted Sonic Bust, you're going to wind up here down at the bottom of the pen. But when you do that maneuver to get practice for the second bust, you need to travel up in order to initiate that second maneuver around your index finger. One thing you might want to pay attention to is whether or not your second background reverse, or back rev, is getting air. When it gets air, that you're on your way, but that's not exactly how it's performed. I can't exactly explain it now, but I'm sure that when you practice your Twisted Sonic Bust, your second one may not wrap around exactly. You may get some air, in the sense that it'll go up and then you catch it in your hand. You're starting to get it, but that's not the way you want to. When you look at certain spinners, like Error or 7, they do it in small twists, and the pen simply wraps around their finger. And that's a movement you want to get down, so that when you do multiple busts past 2 in the future, it'll be easier, because it'll simply wrap around your finger and be easier to go on continuous. Now we can move on to the extended thumb around bust. Make sure that you know the extended thumb around and are familiar with the Twisted Sonic Double Bust before moving on to this one. Now, with the extended thumb around into back rev, you want to make sure that when it goes down, you want to actually twist your wrist down. So now when it comes around this part here, you should be in the busting position. You can see there, my pen caught some air, but that's not something you want. You want it to simply wrap around your finger. So that when you do multiple busts further down the line, definitely give that a shot, and it'll make it a lot easier. So again, when you do the extended thumb around, it's hard to do it slowly. When you do the extended thumb around, you want to, again, just simply come over here, make that small movement, and bust around. It should be slight nudges. It shouldn't be an exaggerated movement. Again, this all comes down with practice. So, questions, comments, feel free to leave them, and best of luck.